Welcome to the C-Suite at the Open Prairie's Technology Edition. I'm Brooke Suman, Head of Company Services based in Calgary. Joining us today is Cody Slater, CEO of Blackline Safety, a Calgary-based wearable safety technology company listed on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker BLN. Cody, welcome. Great to have you.
Thanks very much. Great to be here, Brooke.
Tell us who Blackline is and maybe touch on what you have in the background there because it looks very cool.
Sure. That's really a lot about what we are. Blackline's a leading Canadian technology company based here in Calgary, really connecting industrial workers around the globe. We design and manufacture wearable devices, which is sort of what we're seeing back here, core of these being our G7 product. And these are devices that allow us to see what's happening in the field with different workers in thousands of different locations, tons of different industries, 58 countries around the globe. And really what we're doing is actually, if you think about most of us, used to like to say that the most difficult part of our job or dangerous part of our job was driving to work. Most of us don't do that anymore. But for our customers, the most dangerous part of their job is when they're at work on that site. And for the first time with Blackline, if you think about this world of connected, but those industrial sites, whether they be steel mills, pulp and paper, chemical, petrochem, they're not connected at all. Blackline's the first company that's actually bringing connectivity to the workers on that sites, really allowing people to see what's happening, allowing companies to understand what's happening with their workforce. And when there is an incident someplace for the first time, somebody else knows about it and you can do something about it. What we do means that workers have the confidence to get the job done and return home safe at the end of the day.
So Cody, I was looking at your first quarter of this year, and I believe it was the 16th consecutive quarter of year-over-year revenue growth. And that's quite an accomplishment, especially given the uncertain environment we continue to be in. Can you explain your revenue model and where this continued growth is coming from?
Sure. One of the things, like the devices we make, everything, people look at the company, I think oftentimes as a hardware company. Really, the way we describe our business model is hardware-enabled SaaS model. So every one of the devices we sell, they're connected devices like your cell phone. They carry a service plan with them. Those services can be layered from safety to operations to visibility to data science. So it's really a recurring service revenue model. When you look at the growth in something like that, it means that every device we sell, again, carries that service plan. And it's really about retention. How happy are your customers with you? Those kinds of models, you can have that kind of consistent growth if you have that real strong level of retention. We have 100% retention with our customers. We've never lost a logo in the company's history. And it's really because I think the people in the field using our devices love that additional, understand the value we're bringing to them. And the companies, for us, a real goal and key is to ensure that the companies get additional value across the board about that, from the data, the visibility we give them. We're constantly adding services, constantly adding new capabilities, new products to it. And that's really what's been driving the business over the last good number of quarters, as you say, 16 quarters of year-over-year revenue growth. And we see that certainly during COVID, that was a challenging period to have that kind of growth, but we maintained that. And we see it accelerating now quite significantly as we move out of these periods of time.
You touched a little bit on your international footprint and how many how many countries that you operate in. You recently announced a new European subsidiary and a new distribution and service facility in France. Can you speak to the potential growth in Europe and other international locations?
Yeah, for us, international really is our focus. If you look at the company, 5 years ago, over 70% of our business came from Canada. Today, Canada is under 30% of our business. It's not because we haven't seen growth in Canada, it's because the growth in all the other markets, the opportunities are just much larger. It's always been our focus to be international. The location in France is about being local. We're a connected company. We can service people around the globe, but you really want to be part of that culture, part of that industry, part of that environment. So for us, it's really important to be local. We have people on the ground in about 11 countries around the globe right now. That'll continue. When you talk about growth opportunities, Europe for us is one of the fastest growing markets. Europe really does understand safety. They're very technology focused. the product's exceptionally well received there. And it's such a broad industrial base. We deal with water, wastewater, we deal with rocket launch companies, we deal with steel, we deal with pretty much every industry you can imagine. And that's that breadth of different industries and that breadth of different geographies that really helps fuel that consistent growth as well.
Speaking of your growth a little bit more, what can investors look forward to then in the next 12 months for Blackline?
You mentioned our 16 quarters of year-over-year growth, and people look at us, and in the last period of time, we've had good, strong growth through these last 12 months as well. But we really see a large acceleration in that, going back to the kinds of growth we had pre-COVID. We work in an industrial world. Getting on plant sites, getting in front of customers is key. That was very difficult for a period of time. It's starting to open back up again for us in Europe, some of our international markets, the United States. We have new products launching, new services launching. So I really think shareholders should be looking to see the expansion of the company, both from vertical industries as well as geographies, and a very aggressive pattern of growth over the next next 2 years.
Cody, thank you so much for your time today. This is such a great Calgary tech story, and we're really looking forward to your success.
Thanks very much. Really appreciate the opportunity, Bert.